Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I'm Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a wonderful, splendiferous day. It is now 4:06 a.m. That's the thing with my room, because it's lit artificially and that nobody ever knows really if what time of day or night unless I mention it. Woke up at 2 a.m. this morning, which is okay because I went to bed at 8 p.m. That meant I had 6 hours sleep, which is amazing for me. Now, I did wake up halfway through, but I managed to get back asleep. That means I've had my 6 hours sleep for the day, even though my day is starting at 2 a.m. And it seems to work for me. I've given up fighting and trying to fit into a normal sleep pattern and a normal daytime. This actually works for me quite well, because if I can keep this going, it means munchies and that is going to be so much easier, because I can basically stay at munchies longer because it'll be my normal time. It's 4 a.m. in the morning and I am perfectly awake. I've been working in my streaming room, as I always do. I always have things to do. You see, my streaming room will never be static. It will never be finished. It will never be as it needs to be, because that changing, tweaking, working on stuff, it's a layer of coping strategy all on its own. It's like the big umbrella term, that there's always something in this room I can change. There's always something new coming that I can tweak things and a new idea to change it. If you think about my room and how much it's changed over the past just months, but there is certain things that has an umbrella to seem, and that is that over there is my big 65-inch LG TV, and plugged into it is whatever I want to plug into it. It's a nice system. I can plug up to 4 systems, but the critical mass seems to be 3 systems. Having 3 systems connected to it, 3 HDMI connectors in there, it's perfect. That is when I want to game on that system, if I want to use the consoles, I can just roll this chair into the centre of the room, pick up a controller, and I can be back in time playing games from my past, taking a break, giving my brain a rest from what's happening today. So what does it look like at this moment in time? Just let me check something. Sorry, my security lights went off out in the side corridor between the 2 houses. It was a rat. Yes, my security system is so sensitive that a rat coming from the main street, going up the actual corridor to go to the back of the houses, will activate it, which is kind of cool. Anyway, that side of the room is set up specifically for this kind of sitting down in the middle of the room, playing the games on the big screen, and it works really well. I've never been able to set it up properly for streaming, and it's not meant for streaming. That side of the room is meant for when I want to get away from all of this. How can I get away from all of this if I'm still on Discord, if I'm still on stream? No, that side of the room is for when my brain needs to let go. So what does it look like at the moment? Because I've been working on it since about 2 a.m. There. What you're seeing is my original Xbox that's refurbished and has a 2 terabyte drive in it with all of the games on it to do with the Xbox and some coin-op games. Next to that is my new purchase, which I said I was going to get anyway, was the Xbox 360 that's patched up, and that's got a 2 terabyte drive in as well, with 2 wireless controllers. When BritMonkey comes over, we'll be able to play games on that. Next to that is my Xbox Elite controller, which is connected to my tablet computer, and the tablet computer is running my 20 terabyte emulation station launch box system that has more games than I can ever count or ever play on it. So the entire system is now set up like that. I've also got an Xbox 360 Kinect that came with this system, and that will be put on top of the TV if I ever want to use the Kinect, because the Kinect can be used for some kind of cool things if you've got an infrared camera. So yeah, that is another thing. So all of that's what I've been working on today, setting all that up. I can never find enough USB cables. Oh my god, I can never find enough USB cables. I always think I've got too many, and then when I want a specific size or a specific length, it's never there. It's never there. It's always gone away. So yes, that side of the room I am happy with at the moment. Happy with at the moment. Makes me happy when I look in that direction. Makes me smile. My retro PC is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Sometimes I just turn it on and tinker around on Windows 98, and it's wonderful. Just like the big system over there, setup over there, the retro PC from 2001, 2002 era is there for when I need to let go, when I just need to go back into my past. When I need to go back to, let me show you. When I need to go back to that time. When I need to go back to the point in time where me and Paola were in the other house. When I can close my eyes and imagine looking to my left and Paola sitting at her computer, laughing and playing her favourite games. Some people would think that would be torture, but it's not. When I can go back there. And then we've got the other stuff. And then I can go all the way back to here, because the thing is, as you can see there, I'm playing on my Spectrum 48K. Way too close to the TV, but that doesn't matter because they were always wrong about that. So that's 12 years old me. That is 12 years old me sitting at a house in Bentley. Look at the smile on my fucking face. Look at that smile on my face. This was the time when I was at peace. As an autistic person, this was the time when everything made sense to me. And that's where this takes me back to. This is why physical, tactile devices matter. Yes, there's lots of emulation, and that's good. But there is nothing that will take me back to those times. And you've got to remember, nearly every part of my entire life that actually was a positive, that actually was a good experience in my past, was to do with computers. It didn't matter how screwed up I was at school. It didn't matter how hard leaving the house was, or going to school and having to deal with all those people and everything and it not making sense. When I came home and I plugged this in before my parents got home, and I could load up a game and I could play it on this keyboard, I was happy. That when I was dealing with all the confusion of being autistic, of not knowing what was going on, of not knowing why the world didn't make sense, of everything being a challenge, of everything being a fight to survive, and not knowing why I couldn't fit in like everybody else. Those moments in front of our Decca TV, my connection with computers, made me smile, made me laugh, felt real. That is why this safe space, all of this here, is so important, because I can go back to those times. I can let go of all the stuff I'm dealing with at the moment, all the stresses, all the ideas about having to face my review and all this kind of stuff, and I can go back to that. And you can't really do that with an emulated system. It's why I would really, really love to get a arcade machine of some kind, because I know that would do. There was another joyous time in my life that and the place in Tenby where I went for that holiday, and I got to play Space Invaders for the first time. To hear the iconic sound and to sit down, that is another layer of coping strategy that would help me amazingly. This isn't a man cave. This isn't a hobby. This isn't anything. This is a life support system. And even with all the stuff I have now, all the wonderful times I have with my friends and everything, sometimes I still need to go back there. And that's why all this is so important. Now, my Sinclair Spectrum at the moment isn't working right, unfortunately. We believe that the mic input is dead, and we don't know whether, don't think it's the actual connector, we think it's on the main board. So I am bidding on a very, very special Spectrum 48K at the moment, and I'm going to keep this one, because even just holding this and touching the keys is evocative of those times. I still think these are such an amazing piece of kit. So I'm bidding on a Spectrum 48K at the moment. The money for all this, where the money's come from is, like I said, I was actually going to have one of these Rabbit R1 devices. I had pre-ordered it, but I decided it wasn't for me. So that money has gone back into my account, and that's why I can afford to buy a few other extra items at the moment. I've got something else arriving soon, and I didn't expect it to arrive. I've talked to you about it before, but when it does go here, it might go here this week. I'm not sure. Even though this is not working fully now, I don't care. It's like it's the Spectrum 48K. So yes. The goal and the thingy is at some point in time to get a cocktail, as in a table version of an arcade machine for downstairs, for the living room, for the centre of the room. I am tweaking a few things, and I've got earmarked a few things that I'm not using that can be sold. Like, for example, I'm selling my sword controllers for the Pimax because I will never use them. I always lose the index control. I'm not getting rid of anything that I would use as a backup. So, yeah. I am just working and tweaking and working on things at the moment to put together a thingy, because that would be not the final part, but it would bring in another part of thingy, because it has to be fluid. The coping strategies, all of this have to be fluid, because your brain is fluid. Your brain adapts, your brain changes, new triggers, new problems, new issues, new things that work. I can never be static in it, even though I hate change. Change happens, and I've got to always make sure that my brain has something to go to, multiple somethings to go to. And it works. It works so well, and it makes me so happy to be doing it. As crazy as it sounds, it does. It just makes me smile. This is my room of peace and happiness and yayness. But it all started back then with that little version of me playing on my computers. And the only time my mum took that picture, I'm so glad she did, because I wasn't often happy. I wasn't often okay. And in those days, they don't pick up depression and that, and bipolar and things like that in a child. You're just acting out. You're just lazy. And that's the first image of me that was me, not masked, not trying to fit in, just me. This is why all this is so important, and why it works so well. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I am having a good time. I've got to fix a couple of bugs on the screen over there, I need to find a new thing. Oh, I'm going to do a video on a USB cable, the most amazing USB cable in the world. And why didn't all USB cables do this? It's going to be a wonderful little video of fun, and it will probably be done today or tomorrow, but yeah, I'm happy. Bye bye for now.